All right, greetings everybody. It is I, Umber Rays. I'm not dead, believe it or not. I know I've been gone for basically a week, thanks to no streaming or anything like that, and kind of came out of nowhere. As it turns out, I've just been sick for the last week. I'm still actually in the middle of recovery, and so yeah, not really gonna offer an apology because just happened. You get sick, and sometimes it's a little more serious than you think. And this one basically had me incapacitated for multiple days. But as it turns out, really wasn't that terribly much this week. At least early on in the global side. What you got Irving this week, which I think was pretty straightforward, and I covered it and talked about it before. Um, Irving's VC, just very, very straightforward. And so really we've been waiting for JP news, and JP news dropped yesterday, but again, wasn't feeling quite up to recording a video, so I just was going to wait till I was a little bit better. We are. But not perfect yet. By the way, thanks for the people who sent well wishes. All right, so let's talk about JP. And JP, going to be from now on, essentially a very, very, very old, very not too far in the future look ahead at what is to come. So first off, the VC for this week, two VCs as a matter of fact, did not talk about it the previous week, but we do have a raid this week, which means that a free SSR here vision card will be coming. And look who it is without her mask, no less. Interesting. So this VC is just one that you get from the raid. It's free. I have misplaced the details because, of course, I did. I have too many things open, so let me just load it real quickly. So, as for the effect on the unit, increased critical rate. As for the party effect, maximum attack resistance or range attack resistance increase, maximum HP increase, and attack up. This time around, we are looking at great swords, axes, staffs, and books. So kind of an interesting combination if you're looking at characters across different elements. We're looking, of course, fire is actually pretty good into this. Wind, not really because it doesn't have the offense to match it. Thunder, obviously Thunder, some of the newer characters, but doesn't quite work as a team. I think just taking a very loose look at this, there's a lot of older characters in here that people might want to throw together, maybe some weirder combinations or whatnot. And every element can potentially kind of use this. I'm not seeing any really big things that are stand out to me, so this VC I think might just be a little bit better in the future, but it's a free VC, so whatever. Now, talking about the not free VC, and one that I'm incredibly happy to see, because this VC has a lot going for it. First of all, it's 60 cost. It's not a 90 cost VC, which I cannot even begin to explain how happy I am to see non-90 cost VCs with ESPERs attached to them. Secondly, the artwork. The artwork on this thing is just top tier. It is probably my favorite looking vision card in the entire game. This thing looks so freaking cool. And third, and probably not last, but for the sake of this list and my head just being kind of stuffed, it's a dragon VC. It has a dragon on it, which makes it automatically awesome. So, talking about this guy, this is Voldisk. Voldisk, interestingly, does appear, I believe, on some of the in-game symbology, which is cool. It means that this is effectively not an FFBE summon and not a regular Final Fantasy summon, which is, to me, one of the cooler things. This is Wotv, and Wotv has some great character design of its own. and some memorable designed characters. And you look across just like the stuff we get from FFBE and the stuff we get from Final Fantasy, and of course that's all great, but I love seeing this way more. Just something that is so original, something that's kind of awesome and well designed, and feels like somebody had a vision for what this guy is supposed to look like, and cool. So, singing the praise of it, this Esper is a Thunder Elemental Esper. Deals lightning to contribute damage, causes critical damage to targets within range. Water attribute killer, activates map effects, lightning effect resistance, and greatly reduces lightning attribute resistance. So it doesn't seem like it's too amazing of a summon ability. It is a pretty big AoE, which is kind of cool. As for the VC you are getting off of this, now this VC is just pretty much, I can see exactly where this is. So for the unit that has this equipped, increase accuracy and single attack resistance, good. For the party ability, increase slash attack, reaction, prevention rate, and maxing out the VC gives increased critical damage. So I think this VC is pretty nice. And then you talk about who it is for, and we have swords, knight class, great swords, and fists. And it's basically the lightning team that I've been running for the last week, which is New Astrius, Bredalaya, and Lightning. And boy oh boy, that team's been really good for me already. And seeing another VC that's going to support it, and a new Esper, which direction will this Esper take? I guess we're going to wait and see. But yeah, this Esper could be just a pure lightning elemental VC, or lightning elemental Esper. It could be a sword Esper. It could be a strike Esper for all we know. So I'm very excited to see what direction this Esper takes, because the 60 cost Espers have been pretty cool lately. But yeah, you look at across the great swords, there's lots of good stuff here. Squall is included on this VC, which is pretty nice. You can do ice stuff with Snow, Velric. You can do some fire elemental stuff. You can do some wind elemental stuff with Tifa and Doom. This VC does work across multiple elements, but it's just so clearly, for me, that lightning combination is going to be so good off of it. And guess what? Thancred could use this VC too, so there you go. But yeah, 2 new VCs. Of course, you'll be able to get the shards for the lower tier VC. And this is the big thing. Ultros VC will be starting next week with, of course, the main one's going to be a Thunder Elemental focused one, and the rare raid will be a Water Elemental one. So Thunder and Water teams are super important. Of course, we have the new VCs and the new characters providing some of the biggest bonuses. So those are the ones you'll be wanting to use out of any of them. So great news for people who have gotten those characters like me, or at least one of those characters, I should say. Next up is the Halloween news, which, yeah, we're starting to get ready for Halloween. And Halloween this year, like, we're already looking at improvements such as limit bursts and master ability 2s for some of the Halloween units, I should say. Lucy is the only one that needs her master ability 2. And Abara is also getting hers as well, but limit burst upgrades will be for all of the old Halloween units, which should give them a little bit of an extra oomph and make them a considerable target for most people to obtain. So great news there. And as you can see, we're not hiding it. Halloween is coming very quickly. Halloween Salir should be still on the docket for this year. We have no evidence to suggest otherwise. Just kind of curious when that update is coming. I assume it's going to be a little bit later, since the current JP update, this one that we're talking about right here, won't be until Tuesday of next week. And you may say, wait, Saturday today, the news broke on Friday, why so late? Well, it's actually just a long weekend in JP, so that's kind of what's probably pushed this update back. And, you know, October's a little bit extra long. So yeah, there's all of that. Skipping ahead. As for the regular banners are the regular banners. There's nothing too terribly overly interesting here to say other than, yeah, they are what they are. Next up, we're coming into Halloween time, so potentially you might be interested in getting some Halloween units. Well, there's going to be 5 steps with, you know, a Halloween unit at the end that's a level 120. That might be pretty tempting for some people. And if we look all the way down here, you know, there's just the exchange. We're getting all the old units out of the way. Why not? They're getting upgraded this week. We have a 7-step 2 with a bunch of resources for people who might be looking to get older Halloween units or older Halloween unit VCs. All of that stuff is available. So yeah, there you go. That is basically everything. We're going to be essentially more than a little bit dry for this week. And just because there's really nothing going on at all for JP, we're just kind of waiting to get to next week for this update for actual content. And, you know, of course, waiting for Halloween stuff. But if we check here, you can also get a little bit of a preview of the piece of equipment that we're getting off of the raid this time around. And I would expect it to be particularly good for a certain Thunder Knight based character who's shown up recently. Anyway, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. And next week should be back for some more streaming. See ya.